I just wanted to start this off by obviously asking you guys a couple of questions about the agency, like how long it finally took to get your first client. So, Ash is actually a longtime student of mine. When did we first start talking, Ash? Wasn't it like sometime last year?
Yeah, it was last year. So I was going through videos on YouTube about cold calling, and that is when I came across your YouTube channel, right? So, you were the only guy out there who was, actually picking up the phone and making calls because the other guys on YouTube, they were just, giving away the script and giving tips, and that's it. But you were the only guy who was picking up the call and dialing. And so, yeah, I found your Instagram over there, and that is when I texted you, right? So, the next day you made me join this session and you were kind of training me how to do cold calls, and you also gave me the script. And in that same session, you were also training your team, right? The appointment setters.
That's right. Yeah. So like all my students have the same meeting with my appointment setters and my actual salespeople because we all train on the
Mhm.
same things. So like
Yeah.
anytime I get like somebody who's interested in coaching, like they always ask me, it's like, well, do you have like a guarantee on the coaching? Like, what happens if I
Mhm.
don't get a client? Well, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I give you guys the same exact training that I give my salespeople. So when I hire a salesperson, it's not a question. It's not like, okay, I hope he closes deals, right? It's like he obviously
Yeah.
is going to close deals because I'm training him. So
Mhm.
same thing with you guys, right? So like how long ago did you guys start working on the agency together?
So before actually starting our agency, okay, so you remember, right, somewhere around in the month of August 2021, that is when I went for your one-on-one coaching. So I was working on that niche. However, there were I couldn't get with the owner directly, right? I was able to get in touch with the office manager, and that was the problem, right? So I tried for 3 months and 4 months, and it didn't work out because I was unable to get in touch with the owner.
Yeah.
So somewhere around December or Jan, right? That is when I decided to partner with Shakil because he was working with the real estate niche as well, and it was something that I wanted to do as well, right? So then that is when we partnered and we worked on it for like we took a week to set everything up, go high level, the script and everything. And yeah, that is when we started dialing. And after 2 weeks, we were able to close one deal, which was pretty surprising. I mean, it was the first sales call and we followed everything you showed in the video, right? You have a sales call training video in your YouTube channel, so we followed that, the whole structure, and that's it. She was like, hey, can you guys send over the invoice? I want to make the payment right now. And yeah, that is when
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, honestly.
So, like again, just to add on, when in August 2021, when Ash started with you, I started with someone else, and it didn't work out with them, and I paid like 5K, and it didn't work out really. And then I saw what progress was Ash was going through, and then I was like, hey Ash, we need to partner with. This is back in December when I asked him, and then we had like some situations there, and we just made a decision. Then in January we just started off, and here we are, and within 2 weeks we got that with your process, the proven process that you have, the same process. We changed nothing out there, and then we got this deal, and we just have something more in pipeline.
So you spent $5,000 on a different coaching, which is very common. Actually, a lot of people that I talk to have done the same, which is why I ask you
Mhm.
guys about that. Like I've had so many people be like, Daniel, I've done so many courses, including myself. I've done numerous amounts of courses, but like, what were they teaching you for $5,000 that you couldn't make any progress?
So the issue with them, there was no like action, action that I could make it. I was stuck somewhere, and I had no one to take help from. And I've seen that how you have been like so responsive in terms of like somewhere we are stuck, and then you just maybe come on a call and quickly guide us with that, and then that's very helpful. That doesn't make us stop. I was with this guys, I just don't want to name them, but then they had like a weekly twice meeting. Uh, like hardly people came there. They were like, I guess 80 people, 80 to 90 people in that group, but hardly people jumped in those meetings. Maybe they just signed up for what they were offering, Their offer was great. I'm sure it was great. That's why I joined them. But how they taught us was bad. Like the course was bad, and it was not that upgraded in terms of like what it was on the as go high level is changing like per month by month, and you have questions in place. So that's one of the challenge which I faced.
Yeah, so me and Shakil, we used to discuss every time, like, hey, how's your coaching going on? So we used to like compare that. And Shakil, I used to tell Shakil that, hey, Daniel is like guiding me like in each and every step. He is showing me how the Go High Level works, and he was showing me the way around it. So yeah, and while in Shakil's coaching, they just gave him a course, right? They told him, hey, just go through it, and that's it. But Shakil wasn't able to figure that out, right? Because I guess the
There
course
was
was
only like a
outdated too.
snapshot. I got it. That was like a snapshot given to me.
Hmm.
Use it, and then I actually didn't know what I was doing. Like I didn't know like what's going on more and further. Where I was stuck, I was stuck. I didn't know like what is the next step with them, and there even the course alignment was not proper. It was like like they had like a whole course like a lengthy course, very lengthy course, but the steps were not like inclined. Like they were not able to explain it properly, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the biggest thing that I always hear too. Like people talk to me, they're like, well, actually, I just posted an interview before this with Alex, and same thing. He's taken so many courses, and he's just like, yeah, I had a meeting with him like once a month. It's like, what? Like, how are you gonna have to learn anything with like a meeting one time? He's like, yeah, you get to talk to the guy like one time, like throughout the 30 days, and like, how are you supposed to? Anyways, it's just because it really depends. Like some people are great at cold calling, some people suck at cold calling. Some people are great at sales, some people suck at sales. So I was one of those people who are good at sales. I just didn't know how to prospect. So that's when I started looking out myself, like looking for like prospecting tools and stuff like that. What was the hardest part about getting your first deal? Because it took you guys 2 weeks.
First, we were kind of trying to get used to the script, right?
Yeah.
Because it was a different niche. So we were trying to get around a script, and yeah, I mean, we were able to get the appointment the first week, but we didn't have the Go High Level setup, to show the demonstration to the clients. So yeah, we had to push the meeting to the next week, or else we would have closed the client in the same week itself.
Yeah. So for me, like I would say there was no challenge there because the script what we put in and every call that we made, it was like, they are like kind of interested and then they wanted to know more about it.
Mhm.
And like I'm sure like we had some like the side jobs what we do. That was one of the like stopping us to do like like do more powerfully and get those like high level setup and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're trying our best to dial at least 100 because I have a full-time job too, and also Shaquille. But yeah, we're trying to give our time and working on the agency and stuff.
Planning to quit our job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably in a couple of months.
So, I mean, that's obviously very good results. I mean, a lot of people wish they had that same result, but a lot of it also has to do with testing, right? Because just like Ash, I tried to start doing the dentist stuff. So, like somebody asked me like the other day, they were like, "Hey, so, uh, what now? Like, what happens in the agency now, or like how hard was it when you were first starting?" I was like, "Well, it was very hard. Like the beginning of my YouTube channel was the beginning of my agency. I've literally documented every single thing because before any of my agency videos, I had videos on freelancing because that's what I was doing before the agency. I was actually making like $3,000 to $6,000 a month on Fiverr until they freaking shut me down. And they shut me down because I was messaging people outside of Fiverr because Fiverr takes like 20%, and they caught me. So I was like instantly from 6K a month to zero. So it sucked. And I just didn't want to have to rely on a system like that. So that's when I started picking up the phone and I was like, well, I'll probably just cold call dentists. So then I made my first cold calling video when I was cold calling dentists, and it was a huge failure. Even though that is the biggest video on my YouTube channel, nothing ever happened because dentist was not a great niche for cold calling. So just like Ash, there is a lot of testing that goes into it, but you should be implementing, what's the word? Negative or positive feedback loops in your agency, right? So when you test something, what are the results, right? You should be able to see the results very quickly. So that's what I did. I was like, yeah, this dentist stuff isn't working out after like a week. Then I switched to loan officers, which everybody on my YouTube channel has seen. Everybody has seen me cold call them. And it worked well. So people who have struggled, chances are they're just like trying one thing and then they quit. Right.
Yeah.
But just change the niche, change one thing, change the offer, and then maybe you'll get success. So obviously it's a similar thing that you guys went through that I did, right? Literally, dentist, that didn't work out, go into real estate, and then it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, obviously, I'm sure you guys have done like a lot of other, trainings and stuff like that. Am I really the only one that you owe all the credit to, or what else have you guys done to help you guys get that first deal?
You're the only one. We just
You're the
followed
only
your
one,
videos and
100%.
everything.
Okay. I always have to ask that question because like I just did an interview with my first student who never paid me $1 for coaching. He just watched my free YouTube stuff. Literally the first person that ever sent me an Instagram DM was like, dude, thank you so much for helping me get my first client. I was like, dude, I don't even know you, but cool. He literally watched my YouTube channel and he made $200,000 in 2021. So I always have to ask too, like, I'm sure I was not the only contributing factor to that. But yeah, I guess in this case, you guys literally followed the exact blueprint. So I'm sure that's why it worked out well. But people who were in your situation 2 weeks ago, what would you tell them if they wanted to start getting a client?
Well, I would tell them to keep on trying. Okay, keep following with the people, and you should be able to, get the appointments. Just be consistent. That's it. It is all about that. Because what happens is, people they they make 100 to 200 calls a day for maybe a week, but after that they give up if they're unable to set the appointments, right, for the sales call. So yeah, don't give up. And so suppose if a niche isn't working, change the offer in the niche. However, if that doesn't work too, then change the niche. You don't have to marry yourself to a niche, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like a lot of people also are like, well, Daniel, what are some like, blue ocean niches? Dude, we're in the most saturated niche, but is the niche saturated or is the offer saturated, right? I talk about this on my YouTube channel and especially in the coaching, but what most agency owners are trying to do, it's like, hey, I'm an agency owner and I'm looking for a realtor that I can run Facebook ads for, or, hey, I do digital marketing, click. And then they just keep getting hung up on every single time. But if you can just position your offer in a way that seems like a brand new opportunity, then it doesn't matter what niche you're in. It's always going to be a blue ocean offer, right? Because it's not it's really not the niche that is the problem. It's your offer. Everybody's doing the same offer. So, yeah.
Yeah, like for me, I guess I would suggest people to, stick to Dan, don't go to anyone, and just follow the script, trust it, and put your effort. That's more important. If again, if you don't put that effort, then that's not, those things would not come up, like the results what you need, that would not be happening.
Exactly. So look, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to get on the phone with you guys because there's a lot of people from, hold on, let me rephrase this question. Hold on. I actually wrote this down. All right, editor, here we go. Okay, well, I wanted to ask you, I just wanted to have you guys on to do this interview specifically because when you guys first started the coaching, I told you, hey, if you're doing cold calling, you really have to work on your accent, right? Because accent is the biggest thing. And a lot of people in my comments are always telling me, Daniel, I have a really bad accent. I'm from Pakistan, I'm from India. A lot of my people are actually from there. And they're like, is it still possible to get clients? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And even before you guys, I had AJ. You can watch AJ and Aman, their testimonial. They're actually from Canada, but again, originally they're from India and they have a pretty heavy accent, but that doesn't stop them. They're killing it right now in the carpet cleaning niche. So it's really just your belief. You have to get that belief out of your mind that it's me that's stopping me from actually getting that first client, right? It's not your accent. It's not where you're from. It's not who you are. It's, are you going to put the work in? Are you actually going to take the actions to do it? Because it's not hard. As you guys can see, you don't even need testimonials. You don't even need references. You just need to do the numbers because the law of averages is real. If you just get in front of enough people, you'll get your first deal. And then of course, as you get more testimonials, as you get more clients, people will trust you more and then your closer will improve. But again, it's just a matter of grinding that first 30 days to get your first client. And then it'll be so much easier after that. So yeah, again, just anybody that's watching this video, do you guys have any last words for them? Perhaps for somebody that's just starting?
I don't.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to plug yourselves, feel free. How can people find you?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave my Instagram in the description box. So yeah, you guys can, DM me there if you have any sort of questions.
All right, cool.
Follow me at Digital Shakil, and I'm there. You can, if you have any questions, reach out to me.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for doing the interview. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.